Today, we will be examining the dumbbell frontal raise. I first want to say that the purpose of this exercise is to target the anterior or frontal deltoid of your body. As far as posture and alignment goes, this is going to occur in the sagittal plane with your hips and knees in line with your shoulders. You're going to find a weight that you can perform lifting up with without ruining your form. So I'm just using 12.5s for this example. You're gonna keep your palms in line, almost facing with your hips and knees in line. As far as posture goes, you're gonna lift those shoulders up, back, and down to maintain a neutral spine. And with that, for the concentric part of it, you're gonna keep your core stabilized, and you're gonna lift up those dumbbells, and on the eccentric, controlling it on the way down. Don't let gravity just drop it down. Again, this is gonna target the anterior deltoid, improving strength and muscle hypertrophy, as well as stabilization in your overall shoulder. Next, we're gonna be looking at measuring heart rate. So you can measure heart rate in two different spots. There's a spot right under your bottom, follow your jawline all the way down and place 2 fingers in that little indent. That's one way, or you can follow this hip or this thumb joint all the way down until you get to this crest right here. And that's another way to feel your pulse. So for resting heart rate, we're gonna be looking at how many times your heart beats per 30 seconds, and then times that by 2 to get an accurate measurement on your average resting heart rate. As far as our age goes, athletes will typically be in the 50 to 55 to 60 range, which is considered very, very good. And then coming down in the 60s to 70 range is considered good or excellent. And then once you get above 70, that is where it starts to become more on the average side or below average. Alright, so today we're going to be demonstrating the dumbbell frontal raise on Josh here. As far as posture goes, he's going to stand with his feet in line with his hips and shoulders, maybe slightly more. This is going to occur in the sagittal plane, and with that, the concentric motion, he's going to have his back pretty neutral, core stabilized, and he's gonna bring those shoulders up, back, and down. That's a good technique to just stabilize that back. And for the concentric part of the motion, he's gonna imagine trying to bring 2 buckets of water just slowly up. And then on the eccentric, just controlling it on the way down. A common error in form here is going to be just too much swinging. So in this case, he's going to be swinging using too much momentum. And if that's the case, you're going to want to either lower the weight or try to stabilize that core a little bit more. And that's going to target more of the anterior delt and stabilize the shoulder more. Today we'll be looking at heart rate. Heart rate is a good determiner as far as how healthy an individual is, and in some cases can measure chronic illnesses, or a predeterminer as chronic illnesses. So today we're going to be measuring heart rate based off of our thumb pulse. So I'm going to show Josh here, but you're basically going to follow this thumb joint all the way down until you get to the crevice right here, where there's a little hole in between your major thumb joint and your wrist joint, and you're just gonna press lightly. As far as measuring your resting heart rate goes, you're gonna want to be in an environment that's quiet and in a good temperature so you can accurately measure the heart rate. And you're just gonna hold that thumb, or hold under that thumb joint lightly for 30 seconds to measure 30 seconds to your heart rate, and then you're going to multiply that by 2 to find your average beat per minute, or average resting heart rate per minute. As far as resting heart rate goes, between like the 40 to 60 range, it's considered an exemplary heart or a good working heart, and then anything over like the 70s to 80s is average, or anything like in the high 70s is going to be considered above or average. So
72.
yeah, there we go.